everyone. I wanted to talk a little bit about Rudy Giuliani since he is assisting and is attorney for Donald Trump, our president. Um, Rudy Giuliani has a new documentary. It's called Fear City, New York versus the Mafia. It just dropped on Netflix, and this is dated July 22nd, 2020 by the Radio Times. And people are already talking about it. It's a 3-part docu-series. It looks at the lives and crimes of 5 mob families who ruled the Big Apple with bloody fists in the 70s and the 1980s. And one of the characters who appears in Fear City is former mayor of New York, Rudy Giuliani. And viewers learn in Fear City how he took down the 5 families in remarkable fashion. And then you would have to go on to be linked to President Donald Trump. And that's what happened with Giuliani. Later, he was linked to President Trump. And here's everything you need to know about Rudy Giuliani. He is an American attorney and politician. He led the federal prosecution of New York City's mafia bosses in the 1980s and conducted the city's civic cleanup as its mayor from 1994 to 2001. And from 1981 to 1983, he was the U.S. Associate Attorney General. He then became the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York from 1983 to 1989. Now, after a failed New York City mayoral election campaign in 1989, he succeeded in 1993 and was re-elected in 1997, holding a platform of toughness on crime. So what exactly did Rudy Giuliani do to the Mafia? In the Mafia Commission trial, which ran from February 25th to 1985 through to November 19th of 1986, Giuliani indicted 11 organized crime figures, including the heads of New York's so-called 5 families, under the Racketeer-Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, which is RICO, R-I-C-O, on charges including extortion, labor, racketeering, and murder for hire. It was dubbed as the most significant assault on the infrastructure of organized crime since the high command of Chicago Mafia was swept away in 1943. And this is by Times Magazine. Now, that's who quoted Giuliani's stated intention. Our approach is to wipe out the 5 families. So Gambino crime family boss Paul Castellano evaded conviction when he and his underboss Thomas Bellotti were murdered on the streets of Midtown Manhattan in 1985. However, 3 heads of the 5 families were sentenced to 100 years in prison on January 13th, 1987. So, Genovese and Colombo leaders Tony Salerno and Carmine Persico, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, received additional sentences in separate trials with 70-year-old and 39-year sentences to run consecutively. I always hated the Mafia, Giuliani said in the documentary. They do terrible things to society. Same thing with Scientology. It's the mob, communist, hiding and masquerading under the umbrella, under the term religion, with a tax exemption that they mobbed this IRS for. So Giuliani goes to say the mob does terrible things to society, and in fact, he hates the Mafia. I'm with you. I'm with you 100%, Giuliani. They began by exploiting Italian immigrants like my granddaughters. The minute they established a little business, made a little money, the Mafia would come in and say, give us 30%. Giuliani says that as he realized how much power the commission held, he wanted to find a way to use the RICO Act to go after the bosses of each family in one very big case. If you can kill the monster from the head, like Scientology, that's what we got to do to Scientology. This is our one chance to do it, Giuliani adds. According to an FBI memo revealed in 2007, leaders of the 5 families voted in 1986 on whether to issue a contract for Giuliani's death. So see, these people are real evil. The mobs, communists, all evil. So heads of the Bonanno and Lucchesi and Genovese families, I'm so sorry if I mispronounced those, were said to have rejected the idea. However, Colombo and Gambino leaders, Carmine Persico, or Percio, I'm not so sure how to pronounce those Italian names, and John Gotti reportedly encouraged assassination. Who remembers that reality show, The Gottis? In 2014, it was revealed by a former Sicilian Mafia member and informant, Rosario Namio, that Salvatore Rina, notorious Sicilian Mafia leader, had ordered murder contract on Giuliani during the mid-1980s. So how is Giuliani connected to Donald Trump? In 2017, U.S. President Donald Trump appointed Giuliani as cybersecurity advisor. Politically a Democrat and then independent in the 1970s, Giuliani has been a Republican since the 1980s. Thank you, Giuliani, and we're so thankful that you are a fellow Republican. From one Republican to another. In April of 2018, he joined President Trump's legal team. Giuliani's activities as Trump's attorney has caused some media scrutiny for Giuliani. In late 2019, Giuliani was reportedly under federal investigation for violating lobbying laws and possibly several other charges as a central figure in the Trump-Ukraine scandal, which premised the impeachment of Trump in 2019. So, Fear City, New York versus the Mafia is available to stream on Netflix, and so catch it. I personally think Giuliani is a hero, and I'm glad that he is Team Trump and also that he is a Republican. Alright guys, I hope you like this little video. It's a little more upbeat than what I talked about last night. I'll see you on the next video. Bye everyone.